This is an NYY Sports Talk podcast, presented to you by Baseballism, a premium lifestyle apparel brand inspired by America's pastime. Baseballism is America's brand.
Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number two.
Welcome back. This is episode 106 of the NYYST podcast, presented to you by Baseballism.com. I am your host, Christian. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And it's Stat Guy Rye.
What up?
How you guys doing? Little Saturday night podcast.
I had a jelly donut that your wife brought here.
Oh, who brought those here?
Your wife.
Christian.
Oh, really?
You didn't bring them.
Oh, really?
You're not the one who texted.
I walked into the donut shop.
Okay.
I ordered the donuts.
Okay.
I took my credit card out of my wallet,
Okay.
paid for the donuts. Then when we got to your house, I pulled the donut. I'm the one that pulled the donuts out of the car and put them on your kitchen counter. So
Whose idea was it, though?
I don't care.
It's a thought that matters.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
who did all the legwork?
You're the bitch. You have to do the legwork. It's a thought that matters.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Just going to get this out of the way here. Chris is in a terrible, terrible mood today.
I'm not in a terrible mood.
No, he's in a terrible... Ryan, is he in a terrible mood today?
He seems.
I
to
just
be
don't
in a
like
bad
stupid
mood today.
content. I just don't like stupid comments that are made. Pointless comments.
Oh, here we go. So again, this is what we were talking about before.
Mhm.
He's upset.
I'm
gets
not upset.
upset
I
very
don't get
easily.
triggered.
No, but you
I am
do.
the easiest
But you
going
do.
person in the entire world.
Well, you do. We're trying to be helpful, and he's getting mad.
You want to tell everyone what we're doing Thursday
What are we doing Thursday?
for opening day?
Oh,
This is,
oh,
this is great. By the way, so we're videoing our first show.
we have to tell everybody what was so fun.
And so the way we have things set up now, we gave Stat Guy Rye the full control over the main screen we have in front of us here. Because it makes more sense, right? He's
Yeah,
supposed to
it
bring up
does.
stats for us.
Right.
And he just pulled up triggered.
The definition of triggered, caused by particular action. Whatever, man. You're triggered.
It says a triggered memory of Chris right there.
Anyway, Thursday. Are we blacking out? Are we not touching social media? Because we have things to do during the day that are going to take us away from the television, because for whatever reason, opening day has to be during the day, during the week, right? Are we going to hide under a rock?
Look, first of all, I don't want to hear anything from anybody that you're not a real fan if you don't take off of work or you stop everything you're doing. It's Thursday at 1 o'clock. I know it's opening day. We're all excited for opening day. But you know what? We're all adults with responsibilities. So sometimes you can't stop those responsibilities to watch a baseball game.
Right.
And would I rather catch an inning in the car, maybe watch an inning on the TV, and then do what I have to do? No. I'm going to completely black out as soon as Susan Waldman and John Sterling start the pregame show at, what would that probably be, 11:30? On opening day, probably start a little early for opening day. As soon as that hits, and I think Yes is probably even starting at 11, right?
Probably, yeah. It's usually 2 hours.
As soon as coverage of opening day starts, I'm done. I'm off social media. I'm not even going to listen to the radio when I'm in the car. I'm going to listen to, my iPod. Or people don't have. Do people have iPods anymore?
No one has an iPod.
It's just your phone, right?
Yeah,
No
the
one
iPhone
has.
took it out of existence.
iPods are given to kids now to feel like they have a cell phone.
So you're gonna record the game?
Yeah, I'm going to DVR the game.
Are iPods even made anymore?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. See, now if you are recording the game, you have to make sure you add a little extra time.
No, I always go at
You
least
go
in.
2 hours extra.
2 hours?
I usually do a 2 hour extra.
Well, I got to do the pregame too.
Oh yeah.
So, listen.
You could start the pregame at
That's
the
a
time
little too
scheduled.
much for me.
I already
do
called
pre-
the
to
no.
pre-
You
do
got to do the
pregame.
pregame, and
I wouldn't watch the
I
whole-
called my cable provider already, and got the DVR going. I didn't have DVR. I don't need it.
If
I don't
you're
watch
gonna
TV.
record, you gotta add.
But
some
now,
extra time.
now the Yankees season's coming. I have to have DVR, just in case.
You know what? I was gonna make fun of you for it, but to be honest, and I completely thinking about it right now, I never use my DVR anymore.
Ever. But if you need to record a Yankee game, you do.
Yeah.
See, the only thing I
DVRs were huge when they first came out.
No,
too, man.
TiVo was huge.
Boop, 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 boop.
what
noise.
was I gonna say? I go an hour over when I DVR Giant games. You're saying 2 hours for the Yankees?
Yeah, well, there's time. There's a time limit on football. There's no time limit on baseball. You know, and it's opening day. There could be more
there's gonna be
festivities.
soon.
So yeah,
There will be soon.
for this year, there's no time limit.
So I'm going full blackout starting 11 a.m. on Thursday.
All right, so am I, man.
And
I'm
I probably
excited.
won't be
Don't
home.
slip up, bro. Make sure you take.
No,
all
you
your-
don't slip
No,
up.
I'll be great.
I'll stab
I'm not
someone
gonna-
if they tell me.
Like, make sure your radio's not turned on to 101.9. Delete it from your program.
This is tough.
See, the thing is, you're going to be around people on
Right.
Thursday. I'm not going to be around. Everything I have to do is me being by myself. And I'm not even gonna, and to be honest with you, I know people are going to rip me for this, and I don't really care. I'm not even wearing, when I have to go out to do my stuff on Thursday, I'm not even wearing a Yankee cap because I don't want people approaching me to talk to me about the game.
And I'm telling you right now, not only should you not go on social media, you should delete all of your social media apps because sometimes you like
I think that's
subconsciously
ridiculous.
just check your phone and you'll click Twitter like, oh, what's going on? You don't even realize you're doing it, and then bam, it pops right up.
Okay.
No,
I am
full blackout.
with the people I'm
Full
around
blackout.
that day. I will make a formal announcement that if anyone tells me anything, you might as well call the cops because I will lose
You're
it.
going to straight up murder somebody?
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Now, this is just for opening day. We're not doing full blackouts. throughout
No.
the-
No, because technically I could still watch the game Thursday.
Mhm.
But there could be distractions where for the first game back you wait this long. You don't want distractions. You want to soak that in.
I've done this before when I was in college, and I used to skip school on opening day.
Absolutely.
But
Always.
there was times that I had to go to class. Like, you couldn't avoid it. I had to go. And I would black out. It was easier back when I was in college.
You would
to
black out the night before drinking.
black out drinking, so you don't remember
and then
half the
you
day
would
anyway.
just black out the entire day.
Yeah. And what was great was my mom knew what I was doing, so I'd come home and she'd have hot dogs already made. Like, she
Wow.
would try to simulate.
That's a loving mom.
She's great. She would try to simulate the experience of going to the game. She'd be like, oh, "Here's your hot dog, son." I'd be like, "You know what?"
That'll be $12.50. son.
I'd
Would
be
you like a water for $6, son?
$6 for water?
You kidding me?
You see a lot of teams.
No, you're right.
A lot of teams go into cheaper concession prices, but the Yankees will never do that, right?
They went a little cheaper, I think, this past year. No?
No, I haven't even bought a beer at Yankee Stadium in like 5 years.
Listen, I've been to a lot of stadiums. I traveled a lot this year. I went to a Diamondbacks game. A water there is like $1.50.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
places
insane.
now. Even beers like
I
$2.
think
in
I
some
got
places.
I got a mixed drink at the game, $6. I was like, this is what I pay for a water.
Water. Can I get my water?
That would be over $20 at Yankee Stadium.
Easily. It's not even a joke.
$18.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
joke.
it would be 18 probably.
You get like one of those yard things where it's basically like sugar and alcohol. It's like 20. It's like probably.
This is
like
what Yankee
$18.
Stadium does. They give you whatever you want in just a little bit bigger of a glass to justify why it's so much money. Look at
Right.
the waters. They're bigger. Well, yeah, it's $6, but you're getting a big water. No, I'm not. I don't need a big water. I just need a few sips.
There's water fountains.
Right.
So what are you paying $6? If you just need a few sips, why would you even buy a bottle of water then?
Because you know the water fountain's there.
What are you trying to say about the water fountains? in New York
Sometimes Yankee Stadium cuts the water fountains off. You never experienced that?
No,
if it's a
because
big game, they'll shut the water fountains
You
off.
want to know why? Because I'm not cheap. I will pay $6 for water.
Yeah, me too. On the line that
I'm
takes
pretty cheap.
3 hours because they have incompetent workers. Are we gonna talk about anything today or no?
Yeah. The season starts on Thursday, so when you listen to this on Monday morning, we'll be 4 short days away from the beginning of the 2019 season. It's finally here. Unless the world ends, we've made it.
Are we doing a show on Thursday? Are we doing a show for Thursday?
No, I think this could be it. I mean, what do we need to do?
Okay.
This is our season preview show.
Okay. I'm down for that.
Let's just take the time to relax these next couple of days because now we really go to work.
Are we going? We're going back to 2 shows a week.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Right?
Yeah, well, we'll have to plan it around the Yankee schedule when they play, a day game or they're off during the week.
Yeah, we usually try and cover for any new listeners that have joined the pod over this past off season. We usually try and cover every series. So weekend series, and then a lot of series are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have a show out Thursday, so on and so forth.
Yeah, it'll be good. The off days, you can listen to the pod.
Yeah.
So I guess the big news, or I don't know if you want to call it big news, is that Greg Bird's hurt again.
Little speculation by you today that you think this is the beginning.
Well, let's just go through it for people that may not be paying that close attention. On Wednesday, I believe, he was in the lineup against Houston, got hit by a pitch on his elbow, and then the Yankees announced on Thursday, I believe, that he had swelling around his elbow on where he got hit by the pitch, right? So they scratched him, whatever. They sent him for x-rays. Later in the day, came back that, they got good news. Basically, it showed nothing. But Boone said, he'll be in the lineup on Saturday. Well, today is Saturday, as we're recording. 8:30 in the morning, the lineup came out. Greg Bird was in the lineup playing first base. Then I turned on the game at 1 o'clock. Guess who's not playing first base?
Greg Bird.
Now, obviously, Boone's got to answer questions about it, and Boone's like, you know what, basically paraphrasing here, he's like,
Greg Bird's fine.
I'm just being overly cautious. Now, Boone says that, now again, it's hard to kind of do this in a timeline that we're doing it because Monday morning this call would be for nothing. He could actually play Sunday, and then we're opening the show with something that doesn't even
false speculation.
But, it is what it is. This is when we're recording, and this is how we're going to do it. Boone says that Bird's playing Sunday. Okay, great. Does anybody really think Bird's playing Sunday? Is this just the beginning of the Yankees trying to soften the blow of Greg Bird not making the team out of spring training because he's hurt again?
No, I think he's been too good.
No, but he's hurt again.
Yeah, but he's fine.
Is he?
If he's truly hurt, then yeah. But I don't think he is. And he's been too good to just say they're not going to give him this chance and they're going to fake an injury. If he's truly hurt, then yeah, this is going to be it.
Well, here's why I kind of lean towards him maybe being hurt, is the Yankees acquired, I don't know, I don't want to butcher his name. I'm going to try to say it correctly. Mike Tauchman from the Rockies today. He's an outfielder. Now
they love Rockies, huh?
Seriously, yeah.
Now, I know you're saying Tauchman's an outfielder. Boone, como se llama? What the hell am I thinking of? Bird is a first baseman. How do the two correlate? Well, it correlates that Bird or Voit would have been an extra bat on the bench with Hicks being injured.
Right.
So now you bring in this guy.
Right.
And, Boone says that it's likely he could break camp with the team. So that means somebody that you thought previously was going to break camp isn't breaking camp. Now, is that Bird? Is that Voit? Is that even... Sorry, Ryan. Is that even Tyler Wade?
What did you just say?
I don't know. Didn't Tyler Wade have a little injury that he was dealing with?
Yeah, but he was in the lineup today. He played center field today.
Okay.
I want Bird to win now over Voit. I found something out today.
Yeah, what's that?
My wife has a thing for Luke Voit.
So does mine.
Oh boy.
Right. What's up with these first basemen?
What do you mean?
My wife has a thing for first baseman. First it was Tyler Austin.
Mine just has a thing for bald baseball players.
He's not bald.
Luke Voit is bald.
Luke Voit is not bald. He has like a mohawk.
Oh, that's right. Because,
yeah.
Well, she doesn't know that because I wonder if she's
right.
With,
He
but
looks
he's
bald.
Shaved down where his hat is.
He's shaved down where his hat is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down where his cup is. He's shaved.
Why? So you took it there.
I did. I'm that kind of guy.
We'll leave that one alone. So that's your reason that you want Bird on the ball club, because your wife is not attracted to Greg Bird.
Very selfish.
Would you
of
be
Chris.
attracted to Greg Bird?
Huh?
Would you be attracted to him?
I don't know.
He's not getting paid, right?
Making $1 million this year.
All right, that's good enough for me. I'd give it up for $1 million.
You'd give it up for 50 grand.
Oh, look at those eyebrows! Wow.
I don't know, man.
I honestly, how could you sit here?
See, look at that picture of Greg Bird smiling. It's like you just got a whiff of a full dirty, like, of your son's diaper. Like that's his best smile.
Listen,
Like, think about that in your wedding pictures right there.
let's not rip Greg Bird, man. Listen,
Why not?
listen. What do you do, right? You can't just sit here and say automatically one of them is making it, one of them's not. They're both having good springs. Greg Bird is having a really good spring. I know he's notorious for having good springs and then getting hurt and whatever, but you can't sit here and tell me you're just going to automatically send him down.
With the Hicks injury, I thought both of them were making a team. Now, he's got this little thing going on with his elbow.
Which is
and
ridiculous.
The Yankees traded for this outfielder, which means that they might have an extra guy for the bench now. So you don't know.
I mean, how bad is this guy's luck with injury? If he's truly injured enough to not break camp with this team and be on the IL, come on.
Well, that's why when the news came out, that's why when I tweeted, I said, is anybody really surprised? And I wasn't. People came at me and said I was taking a dig at Greg Bird. I wasn't taking a dig at Greg Bird. What I was saying is, with his history, anything injury-wise related to him, are you really surprised?
No.
If you read that Greg Bird stepped off a curb to cross the street and he broke his leg, would you be surprised by that?
No. It's just his luck. It's just his luck. It's sad. It's sad. He's having a good spring. He's having beyond a good spring.
So again, I mean, by the time you listen to this pod on Monday morning, this could all be for nothing because Bird could be in the lineup on Sunday. But as we're recording late Saturday night, I mean, like, I just gotta speculate that I don't know. Like, why is Boone being extra cautious? What is he being extra cautious for? There's still a little swelling there. That's why he was being extra cautious.
I think
cautious today.
It's because of the depth they have at the position, you know,
and because of how close they are to opening day.
But I'm saying, do you trust Greg Bird? You trust him?
No, he totally has to earn our trust as fans at this point.
Not even saying do you trust him in that regard, but do you trust injury-wise? Do you trust him that there's really nothing wrong with him?
No, because it seems like every time he says he's feeling fine, the Yankees come out somewhere and say, yeah, actually he was hurt. Like last year, from the things Cashman has said, it sounds like Greg Bird was actually hurt all year. And that had a big part to do with his miserable season.
Well, can we bring up how Dellin Betances is starting this season on the injured list?
Man, it's just very deflating, discouraging, these injuries, because you want to be excited for the season to start. You know?
He has, what do you have, right shoulder inflammation?
And again, these injuries might be nothing. It's just a matter of you want to start the season excited. Not worried about injury.
Yeah, see, last week when we recorded, and Betances, and we were talking, and I had heard the quote from Betances saying that I hope to be ready for opening day, and then we read that he was a couple weeks behind
It was because of the kid.
because he missed time because his child was born, and then it turned out a couple days later, no, he's really hurt. Now, the Yankees might attribute a little bit to the fact that he was behind and he was trying to catch up and might have led to some inflammation. But now you're going to be without Dellin Betances for 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, if there's any part of the Yankees that can sustain an injury, it's going to be the bullpen.
But why? You don't want that.
No, you don't want it.
You know? Especially with two of your starters out. I mean, your bullpen is supposed to be the guys you rely on when you have these spot starters coming up for however long. You know, you need to be relying on these guys from the start. These guys, whoever fills in, and I'm sure we'll get to that at some point, whoever is filling in, you're not expecting them to go much past 4 or 5 innings. You're going to be dipping into your bullpen a lot for the first month or so. A lot. And now we have Betances down. That's a big blow. Do they have a time frame on Dellin?
I don't know. I really haven't heard much. I mean, it's just that all these injuries seem to overwhelm the Yankees as soon as somebody showed up to camp last week.
I tweeted that.
Is it a mere coincidence
he
that
let his stank out?
He's the dark cloud.
I mean, is this a mere coincidence?
Everyone caught his bronchitis.
I think you guys are onto something. I don't think they have a timeline yet, though, for Dellin.
I was listening to the radio, and they were like, well, breaking news. Ellsbury's going to hold a press conference tomorrow. I thought he was going to retire. I thought he was going to say this is it.
Yeah.
Think he's walking away from that money?
You're right.
Well, I guess that would be dumb. I guess I was just wishful thinking at the time. But what did he announce? That he'll be back and ready to go?
I'll be back. Maybe it's just maybe he should just lower himself into that vat of boiling metal like in Terminator 2.
Maybe he should just disappear.
I'll be back, and then he just don't come back.
Here's another one. Clint Frazier.
Yeah, he got what?
Got sent to AAA, but
I mean
that was to be expected. He was
we expected it.
I mean, he was hitting it in the 100s.
Yeah, did he expect it though?
And not the way he was running his mouth on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what? We had a good article put out by one of our writers, Beth, and she ripped into Frazier a little bit. And I'm not sitting here and saying that I don't like him or I don't like what he did, but if you're gonna run your mouth, even though he didn't do it in a negative way, in my opinion, if you're gonna run your mouth and say things that he said, you better come out in spring training and hit 300 at least.
He hit 130, so
right. So he deserves a little backlash.
I agree.
A lot of the fans they kind of turned on Frazier because as he said, he was making it a goal to take Gardy's job.
And that should be his goal, but
right.
It's about how you say it and when you say it. You don't say it before spring training if you're going to come out and do what he did.
Look, this guy could have hit 400 in spring training, and I still think the Yankees would have sent him to AAA.
Absolutely. We talked about this. He needs to prove that he can be healthy for X amount of competitive games.
No, not even. Yeah, he just needs regular at-bats. He needs to go get his 3-4 at-bats a day, 5-6 days a week.
But I think a big part of it is that he didn't just deal with an ankle injury. He dealt with a bad concussion. You need to put him out there at a competitive level in everyday games where he's proving something for 3 to 4 weeks and make sure that those symptoms aren't coming back in any way. But if they're not, and you're having a good spring, and then you start to be strong in AAA, and then you want to come out and say, my goal is to take over Gardner's job in left field, all the power to you. I agree with that.
I knew there was another injury since Jacoby Ellsbury showed up. Florial broke his hand.
Oh yeah.
We didn't even talk about that.
He's going to be about 3 to 6 weeks with the fracture in his hand.
That's not as bad as
Ellsbury
I
needs to
thought.
stay home.
Wasn't it the same wrist he injured last year as well?
Is it? I don't know. But he was having
a
good spring too, where people were actually talking about maybe
right second straight year he's had right wrist problems.
Damn.
Last year he was limited to 84 minor league games because of surgery on his
hamate
bone.
Hamate.
I mean, a lot of the Yankees are having good springs.
Yeah, look at that. He was batting .355 with a homer and 4 ribs in spring training when he hurt himself. So,
you know what I noticed the other day?
What's that?
By the way,
what did you notice?
Stanton's 2 home runs. They were flying around the internet. I watched them. He looks good on the inside pitch. He looks like he adjusted.
Well, his problem is the pitch that's away from him.
Is it though?
Yeah, because he can't reach it because of the way he was standing, remember? Flailing out sliders outside.
Yeah. But I think one of his biggest problems was that he was trying to take the inside pitch and inside out it all the time. all the time he was trying to punch the ball. He turned on that ball the other day.
I think he's ready to go.
Yeah, and Judge looks smooth.
Judge looks really good. Really good.
Wait, what? Francesa said he was talking about how they broke the home run record last year.
Yeah.
Sanchez, Judge, and Stanton, maybe even one other. They were down 60 home runs cumulative than they were the year before.
Well, Sanchez hit what? 33, went down to 18.
Right.
Stan went down from 59 to 38.
Right.
And Judge went down from 52 to, what did he hit last year? Like
27.
Yeah, I think it was 27.
Imagine if they just, even if they were just 30 back of what they were the year before, this team can be a scary, scary offensive team this year.
And I gotta take the fans to task a little bit here, because Aaron Judge and even Stanton were asked, you guys broke the home run record this past season, and then you bring up, how Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez were down in their home run totals and blah blah blah, and they're both like, yeah, well, we'll blow past that this year, and everybody's like, oh, you're thinking about winning games and not hitting home runs.
That's how they won games.
That's how they're gonna win their games.
That's how they won games last year.
That's how the Yankees are gonna win their games this year. They're gonna hit home runs.
It was very weird for me to hear Judge on with Francesa this week. Am I wrong in saying that?
I didn't hear the interviews. So.
But am I wrong in saying that we don't normally hear Judge do interviews like that?
No, he doesn't really do interviews.
It was very odd for me to hear it, and he talked about something that it sounds so obvious to say, but we've said it a million times. It is so important for this team to win the division. It's like every year the Yankees have always talked about goals. And the first goal has always been to win the division. Ever since his double wild card came out, it's like we just completely skipped over that goal. I think the Yankees have that in mind and that only right now. They need to win this division, and Judge stressed that with Francesa. He said, we cannot win the wild card this year. This division needs to be won by the New York Yankees.
Yankees have actually played in the most of these wild card games. They've been in, what, 3 now?
15, 17, and last year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And Tanaka pitched in 15?
Yeah, against Keuchel. Keuchel was brilliant.
And then we had Sevy for the last two, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They got to win the division. And if they're going to do that by hitting a bunch of home runs again, I'm more than okay with that.
What do you think's going to be harder this year? Sorry to cut you off. Saying IL or spelling Zach Britton with a K instead of an H?
I'm going to go with IL. I'm not going to do it. I'm telling you right now.
I forgot Britton changed his name.
I'm not going to do it.
Did you see the barbershop commercial?
No.
There's like their promo for the season.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Chaz Palminteri's in it.
No way.
Yeah, it's really good. And
I saw the pictures come out. The Yes Network crew.
And Zach Britton was in it, and he said, because he's sitting in the barber chair, and basically what he said is, why don't you take a little H off, but add a K. And then Chaz Palminteri's got the buzzard, and he's like, I'm just working on my cutter, and Cece's like, yeah, so am I.
That's great. Yeah, they put out good commercials. The Adam Ottavino one's really funny, too. Check that out if you haven't seen it.
I think the best part is that either Flaherty or Cone is sitting there drinking a Gatorade, and Meredith's got like PTSD from it, and she's like, oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do a great job with that. Let's focus maybe on winning the division.
Why don't you be quiet for a minute?
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's very important to win the division.
Let's focus on winning the division and winning a pennant, and then we can go back to all the funny commercials.
No. You know what? Just because you want to be a jerk now, I want them to not win the top wild card. I want them to win the second wild card so they can go on the road.
Good. You're a true fan.
I am.
You're a true fan.
I'm a great fan.
It's great. You'll sacrifice me for your own.
I will sacrifice this whole team for your misery.
That's great.
That's the type of person.
That's the kind of person you are. Yep.
Right, Ryan?
I agree.
Who's easily triggered?
Not me. Not me at all.
So what were we talking about? The home runs?
Yeah, I don't know. I cut you off with the Britton
I mean, when you have Didi Gregorius, Aaron Hicks, Miguel Andujar, and Gleyber Torres all hitting 24 or more home runs.
I mean, look at all those double-digit dingers.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
Christ.
Top to bottom,
we're
dingers.
looking at
Judge
this.
was healthy last
We're
year.
looking at this right? What they did last year. They broke that record, and you wouldn't say that any of these guys had what's the word I'm looking
Monster.
for? A monster home run
No.
year.
Right.
That's the crazy part. I mean, Stanton, you look at Stanton's numbers, they're phenomenal. But when you compare him to the year before, everyone's like, yeah, he had a down year. He really didn't. I mean, guy had a phenomenal 100 RBIs.
No, Stan was on with Francesa earlier this week or last week, and Mike asked him about his season, and he was just like, yeah, it was okay. He's like, I got to be better.
Yeah, of course. Of course he's going to say that. Look at this. Well, we're looking at, the 97?
Yeah.
Was it a 97? No, I
thought
thought it was a 2001.
2001.
Mariners.
Oops.
I don't know.
No, maybe.
No,
I don't
it
know.
was-
Look at some of those numbers. 30 from Sorrento.
Well, scroll down, right? Keep scrolling. 264.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the team. Wow.
Huh. Look at that. I was right, huh?
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
Ken
but you
Griffey
look
Jr.
at it,
had
look, I mean-
56 homers that year. And then you had Sorrento with 31.
Buhner, Jay
And
Buhner.
Buhner with 40. Those were the three top guys. And then you mix in Martinez, had a decent year there. It wasn't as evenly spread and distributed.
A-Rod contributed 23 home runs that year.
How? Was that his rookie season? Was 97 his rookie year?
No, he came up before Jeter, right? Because Jeter was, we all know Jeter was.
Oh, he was 95. 94.
Yeah, but 95 was technically his rookie year.
Okay,
'cause
yeah.
He only played
I thought
17
so.
games in 94.
And then look, 96, he's runner-up for MVP.
All right, nobody cares.
No.
All right, so let's get back on track here. What were we talking about? Dingers. But no, now we got to talk about guys that are trying to not give up dingers, and that's the Yankees starting rotation, which apparently will.
Apparently, we don't have one right now.
It doesn't look that way. Tanaka will take the ball on opening day. Then
Very excited for that, by the way.
March 30th, Paxton. That's game 2. Paxton will take the ball. Then Happ will take the ball in game 3, and now game 4, April 1st. Booner came out tonight and said, "Yeah, maybe Chad Green will start that game. We'll go opener style." Great.
I love it.
I hate it.
I'm a big opener guy.
Yeah. Well,
Look, can I just talk about Ichiro for a second?
Okay.
I thought
Before
this
you
was,
say this, can I just say
yeah,
one thing?
Go for it. Cut me right off.
I wouldn't mind the Chad Green thing as much if Betances wasn't hurt. Why are we taking another power arm out of our bullpen?
well, he didn't say he was definitely going to do it.
I guess because they have depth again. It's a depth thing.
But they have depth in guys that they can
they could pull up
start.
Tarpley now.
Oh, your boy. It's
My
another
boy.
one of your
yeah,
boys.
my boy that I didn't even know his first name. I call
What
him
did you call him?
Jonathan Tarpley.
They said that Boone said Herman will be the 4th starter, and this was a little surprising to me. I don't know how the Yankees can get away with this. Number one, by announcing this already, that CC is going to start the season on the active roster, serve a suspension, and then go on the injured list. I don't know how you can do that. I guess there's some type of...
Why wouldn't you be able to do that?
Because if he's hurt, he should start the season on the injured list. How are they going to let him start the season on the active roster just to serve a suspension, and then...
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. You make a good point.
You can leave a guy on your active roster who's injured.
Yeah.
You don't have to go on the disabled list.
But
So why not just keep him active as an injured player, let him ride out the five games, and then put him on the
it just
injured?
seems like something that Major League Baseball wouldn't be okay with. Like, oh, he's not hurt. We're just going to keep him active to serve the suspension.
I guess they really don't have any power over that because they can't tell you who's injured and who's not.
Who can't tell you that?
Major League Baseball.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure
I think it's the team's discretion.
Rob Manfred can do whatever he
No,
wants.
Rob Manfred, he's trying to change the game in any way he possibly can.
So anyway, CC's going to start the season on the active roster, serve a suspension, then go on the injured list. It probably only be another couple weeks after that, maybe only the 10 days, then he'll be back. In the meantime, Herman's going to take the fourth starter spot, which, based on how he pitched in spring training, I really don't have an issue with. But here's the interesting part. Loizica got sent down to AAA today. Him who had a 7 ERA. So now you're saying to yourself, all right, Sessa, who pitched to what? A 0.53 ERA.
Also, Sessa, who has to be on this roster, else he's gone.
But here's where we're gonna go right now. Sessa, who pitched phenomenally, and I know it's spring training, but pitched phenomenally this year.
Still
17 innings, 0.53 ERA. Figure, all right,
one walk too as well.
He's getting the fifth starter spot,
especially because he's always been the guy that the Yankees go to when we don't want them to.
No, Boone comes out and says when CC goes on the DL. Loizica's coming up to make the starts.
To me, it just feels like the Yankees do things backwards sometimes. Like they baffle you sometimes. That baffles me.
Why is Loizica not staying in AAA and Sessa makes the starts?
Sessa has always been the guy that we never want to see that the Yankees go to. And now that he's pitching really well, he's not the guy anymore.
Look at that nice 1.23 ERA in 7 appearances from Tommy Kahnle.
Yeah, very good.
Now think
and
about
that one earned run was a meatball fastball.
Did
right
you
down
see
the
how
middle
skinny
on the
he
first
looks?
pitch.
Yeah,
I would not have been able to say that was Tommy.
He's still got those thick thighs though. He's
got some nice thighs on him.
You got good thighs.
But that's dude, this is why you gotta stop drinking that Red Bull, bro.
I do. I drink way too much, sugar free.
Bro, but he was drinking what was he saying? He was drinking like 5-6 Red Bulls a day and 2 cups of coffee.
Do you think it's because, they had the option of being able to then send Loizica down once CC's ready, and then if you have Sessa rather as the fifth starter, then when CC comes back, then you don't have a long reliever for maybe a couple days because he's he just pitched the day before or something like that.
I guess maybe early in the season there is a need for the long reliever, but I just thought based on how Sessa pitched, he earned it.
You know what it is? If they're going to do this opener shit for right now, they're going to piggyback Sessa with Green.
Well, yeah, then Sessa would be the guy to come in and pitch 2 or 3 innings to get to
I think that could be what they
Chris.
do.
But why not just let Sessa take the start? What are we doing with this opener shit?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I know Ryan's in love with it. Ryan wants to Ryan wants to marry the opener, but
if the Yankees want to mess with it and it works, fine. But again, back to my point, why mess with it now when we need as much bullpen as we can get because
they really only have 3 starters right now. Right. That's why they're going to do it.
Yeah, but here's where you just contradicted yourself. They really don't only have 3 because you can use Sessa for that. And then keep Green in the pen when you need him.
And I guess what we should also bring up is that this means that Gio Gonzalez is not making a team out of spring.
Oh.
And he got roughed up today. He gave up like 5 runs in 2 innings. But, I mean, the guy hasn't pitched, competitively. Yeah. Not the spring training, like real competitive, but, he's been pitching sim games.
Yeah. I want to hear your Ichiro thing.
This is honestly could be the greatest stat I've ever heard. Mariners' Ichiro Suzuki singled to center in his 10th career at-bat, raising his lifetime batting average to 300. It never again fell below that.
Yeah, I heard that today, and you know what? No one cares.
I do.
Come on.
That's awesome.
That's a cool stat.
He sucks.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
So, let me tell you something.
He's overrated.
Ichiro Suzuki will go down as one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball history.
Listen, read my lips. He's a bum.
Yeah, he was a bum on the Yankees.
That was what baseball was all about, though. That whole Japan.
That was pretty cool. If any team could do it, it's the Mariners.
I mean, does it count that they played 2 real baseball games already?
Let's talk about how miserable MLB was marketing that game. I didn't even know it was happening.
I mean, I did,
Same
but
here,
I
man.
didn't care. The A's and Mariners.
I got a text from
get
someone
me up at 5 o'clock in the morning
that was like, someone texted me and said, does Major League Baseball know that their opening day for America's pastime is being played in Japan right now? Does anyone even know this? I had no idea.
Again, I did.
I had no idea.
Because you live under a rock.
And it's because it's the Mariners.
This blackout on Thursday should be easy for you because you don't pay attention to anything during the weekend.
I really don't. When the season starts, I do, though. I'm half the man I am in the off season.
Did you guys see the new Tropicana?
Yeah, it looks like a dump.
Ugh.
Colored blue now.
Good. Now when they blow it up, you could have a bunch of blue
it looks like
glass
a blue
shards.
Apparently helps with seeing the baseball gives a better vision.
That's going to be what it looks like.
Yes,
during the
during
game?
games.
Oh my god!
Dude,
New game.
It looks
lighting.
like a club.
yeah, I was gonna say, why
Club
don't
Tropicana.
I just take ecstasy and watch baseball?
That actually sounds good.
And that was actually
So
that was an
during-
actual picture of what it'll look like on opening
During
day
the
there.
blackout, do you wanna take ecstasy?
I would rather do
You
something
want to
a
black
little.
out for the blackout?
If you're gonna black out, you gotta do something that's gonna make you black out.
I never did ecstasy.
That's
Me
your
neither.
problem.
I've never done ecstasy.
That's my problem, that I never did drugs before.
Yeah.
What are drugs?
Drugs.
Harper had a bomb dinger today.
Now I'm Boomer Esiason. Oh, I hate people that smoke weed. Al Dukes. Go, gonna get high. Shut up, you losers.
You really are down on them.
That show sucks, by the way, and I'm sure they think we suck. But they are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce
Right.
the morning drive time show on WFAN, and they legitimately blow. Okay, we're doing this because we're Yankee fans and we are trying to find a creative outlet for our passion. So, they suck. Did I say this show was brought to you by baseballism.com?
You
in the
did.
beginning?
Yeah, you did.
I don't know why that just came to me right now.
You did.
I mean, it's the Geo, what's his name? Greg Giannotti. It's like the Greg Giannotti 4-hour impersonation fest. And the show's nationally syndicated. So you got these people in Idaho watching the goddamn thing. I have no idea who Evan Roberts is. And he's doing a friggin' Evan Roberts impersonation.
Wait, what do you mean it's nationally syndicated?
It's on CBS Sports
Yeah.
Network.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Boomer's like this elitist asshole. It's like, I look down on everybody that smokes pot. You know what, Boomer? Maybe you should have gotten high at Maryland, okay? Maybe you should have smoked a doobie, Boomer.
Yeah, come on, Boomer.
Like your name is Boomer, okay?
Yeah.
You're not a Norse Viking. Like you're not the real life.
I'm down to smoke a Boomer.
Like you're not the real life Thor, Boomer. Okay, you were a mediocre quarterback at best. Okay, you played for the friggin' Bengals and Jets. You think I respect anybody whose career highlights include throwing touchdown passes for the Bengals and the Jets? Like seriously,
You might not respect him as an athlete or even as a radio personality, but he does do a lot of good in the world.
No, I'm not. I'm saying the guy raises a lot of money for a lot of great
He does.
charities, which is
I didn't know
awesome.
that.
That's what I like about him.
But he's an elitist douchebag.
Oh, there
Maybe
you
he is.
No, it's not maybe. He is.
Speaking of baseballism, we had one of our weekly giveaways for we were giving away 2 of their Flagman caps. The winners who simultaneously tagged each other in it. John Ford and Jay Booth 2018.
That the guy that shot President Lincoln?
I think it is actually. That's what I was thinking. John Wilkes Booth, no?
Hey, wow, how do you know that?
I'm
Like
actually
you're like the dumbest person in the world.
Yeah, but I'm up on my anything history that has a conspiracy behind it. I'm up on it.
Wow.
This is what I never understood about people that don't do well in history in school. It's history. It doesn't change.
Mhm.
Like you read the
I
book,
agree.
it tells you what happened.
I don't believe in a
not
lot of
math.
history though.
And when it happened, yeah, but when you take a test, it's going to ask you who the first president of the United States was. How do you get that question wrong?
Abe Lincoln.
I don't think you do get it wrong. I
But
don't think
people
many
don't.
people do.
But I'm saying people don't do well in history. Like I talked to my niece, and she's like,
Because it's
I'm
fucking
bad,
boring.
Like I'm bad at. She's like, oh, I got an F in history. I was like,
I
how do you
fucking
get an
sucked.
F? How do you get an F in history? It's like the War of 1812.
You want to know why I sucked at history?
'Cause you're-
Because my history teacher was slinging coke in between classes.
Who
That's
was
why.
that?
I'm not going to say her name.
Her. I don't know who it is then, because
I'm not going to say her name.
I didn't have a female history teacher.
But that's a true story.
At our high school,
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is true.
was slinging yak in between class.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
took
yeah,
our
yeah.
midterms. She got to me.
You
she,
know about this, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, interesting.
She was giving out grades to everyone. Giving them out. She was saying, you got this on the midterm, whatever. She gets to me. She goes, Chris, I don't have a grade for you. And in my head, I'm going, that's because I wasn't fucking here. I didn't show up.
Chris wasn't
And
the best student out there.
no, but I was the best bullshitter in the world because
He's
I
good
looked
at
her dead in the eye and I said, what do you mean? I said, you told me my grade already. I got a 93. She said, oh, that's right. Boom. 93. Didn't even take it.
Did you shoot too high on that?
Yeah, right? I'm impressed that
If it was a different
bought it.
teacher that was a little bit more there,
Mhm.
I would have went with an 80,
84 maybe.
83, maybe 76 I would have taken.
Yeah.
But with her, boom.
You go right for the A.
Right for the A. That was it. And I got it. Made her cry a few weeks later, but
That's good, man.
anyway, This giveaway was brought to you by Baseballism. I did get a dog. Okay, got the dog. Guess where I bought his collar?
Baseballism?
Oh, yeah. Respect the Game collar. You know that T-shirt you like?
Yeah.
They make a collar. Respect the Game collar. So if you go to baseballism.com, you can check out that collar or that Respect the Game shirt, which is phenomenal. Use promo code NYYST. Guess how much you save?
15%.
You ding, ding, ding. You fucking got it.
Boom.
It's a sick collar.
I know the dog triggered you today, so I wasn't going to bring it up, but you brought it up. You named the dog Seven.
Yes.
You want to nickname the dog Sevy.
I don't want to nickname the dog Sevy. This is where you're wrong. I named him Seven for 2 reasons. I love Mickey Mantle.
And that's as high as you can count to.
Right.
Okay.
I love Mickey Mantle. And you ever see the Seinfeld skit?
Yeah.
When he's trying to name his kid Seven and he's flipped George Costanza. Me. Right? That's what you nicknamed me. He's flipping out in the car saying that they're naming their kid Seven and Susan's saying no. And I was like, that's it. That's the name. I'm going to call him Sev. I'm not going to call him Seven. Come here, Seven. No. I'm going to call him Sev.
If you named him a name
Come here,
that you
Sevy.
don't like,
Boom. Luis Severino. I feel like now.
but you
I'm
just
saying-
changed the dog's name from being Mickey Mantle to Luis Severino.
First of all, it's not a fucking human, okay? So I can name it whatever I say I
There
name
we
it
go.
and call it whatever I want. Sev. Come
Why-
here, Sev.
Why'd you give it a name in the first place? Just say, come here, boy.
That's probably what I'm going to do for the most part.
All right.
I can't whistle like that, but
You have a nice whistle.
Thank you.
you do have a good whistle.
All right, so are you done being? Let's
Clean.
let's get off this now because
All
he's triggered.
Yeah,
obviously.
You want me to pull up the definition again, Chris?
No, I think we're good. Give me Troutman's. What the hell's this guy's name? Speaking of Trout, dude, what
This is his.
are
stuff
you
here.
surprised by that contract that Mike Trout got?
Can I say that the outcry of people saying that he left way too much money on the table?
Guy's getting an AAV of $36 million.
And you know what?
That's crazy.
I'm so happy that he got that contract. I'm so happy he's the highest. First of all, that was the highest contract, the biggest contract ever in professional sports. And Bryce Harper's no longer the highest paid baseball player in the game.
That excites you.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
quick.
Well, in 37 plate appearances last year, Tauchman, however you say his name, I'm sure we'll get a lesson from Michael K. soon enough. Batted .094 with 0 RBIs and 0 home runs.
That
So
sounds good.
But his minor league numbers last year were actually pretty good. I think I saw he batted around 300. So
Our buddy got DFA'd now.
yeah, Chasen Shreve hit the bricks.
Peace.
You think the Yankees pick him up?
That was quick, huh?
Eh,
That was quick.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He pitched all there last year. I mean, they probably got sick and tired of him.
Yeah.
I thought he did good.
Did good for Chasen Shreve.
Mm.
Think the Red Sox pick him up, make him their closer?
Be better than what they have now.
Speaking of the closer, I was reading somewhere along the way. It seems like maybe, and this is crazy now that we're this close to opening day, that Dallas Keuchel and Craig Kimbrell don't have teams yet, but that Kimbrell might wind up with the Brewers because they got a little injury bug in their bullpen.
I thought that would have happened already by now.
No, this is just something, I don't know. Why would you thought it already would have happened?
Because I thought that was being like talked about in a
What?
sense of like they were close to a deal.
No, they were talking. I think Kimbrell's still trying to get what he wants.
Well,
Am I wrong in thinking that this year, more than at least in previous recent years, that a lot of guys are signing extensions?
no, it's I think it's a statement being made by owners because of all this talk that
Yes.
the owners don't pay the players. They're starting to now show the respect and loyalty to guys who have performed for them.
Snell got 5 for 50.
Uh-huh.
Goldschmidt got 5 for 110.
Sale got an obnoxious contract.
He got what, like 3 for 1? What
He
did
got
he get?
4 for 145.
I thought it was.
I thought it was 5
I
for
thought it was for
150.
150.
And we're talking about Sale?
Yeah.
I think it ended with 145.
Oh, he got 130. I thought he got
5 years,
110.
130 for Paul
Wow.
Goldschmidt.
go to sale here. I'm pretty sure it's 4 for 140.
5 for 145.
145. And you're gonna sign Chris Sale for 5 years?
I thought it was pretty crazy at his age that Justin Verlander got 2 for 66.
Here's what I'll say about that. I think it's obnoxious, but he's a guy who has just been there day in and day out, has been their rock, has shown no signs of aging, even though I expect him to this year. What's the big deal at this point for giving the guy 2 more years? You know?
At
Alex
that money,
Bregman.
though, I
Alex
could see
Bregman.
maybe
Screw
even
it,
if it
bro.
was like 2
Screw
for
it.
50, but 2 for 66.
6
And
years,
Bregman was
100.
another one. He
6
got
100
6 for
Bregman.
100.
Now, do you think this has anything to do? This is probably more of a conspiracy on my end, that these players are gearing up for a player strike in 2021 and they want to secure some money now?
Could be.
Because a lot of these deals, I feel like they're undercutting the player. I feel like Bregman should have gotten more than that, and he would have gotten more than that in the open market.
I think that it's easy for us to sit here and speculate what these guys would have gotten in the open market, but you also have to understand that there's so many guys not getting anything on the open market right now.
Uh-huh.
So by the time these guys get there, if they're not taking these deals that sound fantastic to them right now, they might have a couple down years or whatnot and not get anything in the open market.
Ian
So
Desmond,
again,
that's a
it
great
goes back to
example of
the
that.
famous saying, "A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush." That saying pertains more now to these guys than ever before because they don't know what the hell's going to happen with the way the open market's been for baseball over the last few years. They don't even want to see it.
All right, so you know what? The Yankees Judge is how old this year? 26?
26.
Let's extend him to age 38. Let's give him 12 for 400 right now. Boom. Done. Let's do it.
I just don't see why you have to do it right now. I really don't.
Oh, he's turning. See, this is the thing with Judge. He's an old man already.
He's turning 27.
Turning 27 in a month.
My thing is, why, just because all these guys are getting it, why do you have to give him his extension
Because
right now?
I don't want to piss him off.
You're not going to piss Aaron Judge off, and you're going to make sure he gets paid. Why do you have to do it right now?
I mean, I guess the
Give
answer to that
him
is
the money.
what you said. The owners, trying to show their respect almost.
I don't know. At this point, it's just like a domino effect. Instead of
The
just
Rays just gave a extension to somebody that didn't even play in a major league game yet. I don't believe. Yeah, Brandon Lowe, this guy right here.
The
He
hell
hasn't
is
played a
this?
game yet?
Yeah, he's had some seasoning at the big league level, and he already got an extension. He hasn't even what do you call it? Hasn't even met his
Had a
rookie
rookie.
status yet.
Season yet?
So the Rays are extending him. You can't give Aaron Judge his money. Give the guy his money.
Again, to me, it's just so like, okay, Judge, everyone else is getting it. We'll give you yours.
So what's
Yeah.
the problem?
I'm
You
just
hate Aaron
saying.
Judge?
I love Aaron Judge. I hope he gets all the money in the world.
He really is the best.
And again, now you're going to do it after guys like Machado, Harper, and Trout got that kind of money. You're going to do that right now?
So what do you
He's
think?
not
It's going to
getting
go down next year?
He's not getting anywhere near Mike Trout money. So why are you going to sign him after Trout just breaks this crazy record?
He's not going to get Trout money.
Right, but why do it at this time when that's so fresh in everyone's minds?
Pay the man. Did you hear Mookie Betts said that he turned down a big contract extension?
Mhm.
Yeah, I did.
2
hear that.
years ago, no?
I was trying to
after
think of that.
2016.
I couldn't figure out the player. Thanks.
You think
for-
Mookie wants to boogie down to the Bronx?
I'd take him.
Would you? Oh, you would. I'd take him. Yeah,
You want to bets on it?
You want bets
You
on
want to
it?
make a bet?
I'll take a bets on it.
Make some
I love
bets.
Mookie Betts.
Yeah, me too, man. He's
He's a great
cool
player.
Would you have him play center field?
Absolutely would.
100%.
Why would I not?
Well, yeah, because we have Aaron Hicks.
Listen, I love Hicks too, but he's hurt again. How many more times is he going to get hurt this year?
All right, let's wrap up the show here. What are we running right now? Because you took my timer.
We're at
away.
an hour. We're at about an hour.
All right, so let's wrap up the show here. Let's bring it home here. Let's do a couple quick things. Get you ready for the season. These injuries that have hit the Yankees, have they at all hampered your not your expectation, but your excitement for the season to start?
I don't think anything can truly hamper my excitement for the season.
What if Aaron Judge got hit by a bus?
Yes, that would definitely do a little more than hampering.
Honestly,
Okay?
the fact that it's not making me upset and worried about them makes me even more excited about this season.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Now, you take any other team in baseball, any other team, and you tell them opening day, you won't have your ace, you won't have your setup man. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And a lot of those teams are going to say, we're going to be in trouble. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's not the case for the Yankees, at least on paper, I'd say.
And your center fielder.
And your center fielder as well. Yeah.
Who just got a big extension.
And your center fielder.
I am a little discouraged that I can't be fully just like no worry in my mind, no question as to when guys are going to come back for injury before the season even starts. But to say I won't be just as excited for opening day as normal, I was screaming in my house this morning for no reason. Just screaming in excitement.
You need to go to see a psychiatric counselor or something?
No. I'm just that excited.
Yeah,
I just love baseball.
You were screaming for no reason about baseball today?
Yeah. It was yesterday, actually.
Sometimes he gets excited, man. You got to just let him
I got to
do his
let it
thing.
out. I can't.
It does damper it a little bit because you want a full healthy squad for game one, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't care, bro. Still pumped.
Who's our starting center fielder?
That's going to be Brett Gardner.
Gardner, and you're going to throw Stanton out there. So another reason as to why I don't understand why Bird and Voit can't both be in this lineup.
They will be if Bird's wing is flapping.
Flapping.
You like the bird analogy there?
That was great.
I do. Who hits the most home runs on this team this year?
Giancarlo.
I'm going Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge is going to he's going to wreck shit this year.
I really think
I think they're both going to wreck shit, but
Aaron Judge is going to hit 49 home runs this year.
I think Aaron Judge is really going to put his stamp on.
Well, the over-under for the two of them combined, I believe, is 89.5. That is the current over-under on Giancarlo Stanton, Judge homers.
That's a tough one. I think they can each both hit 45, though. So I would probably take the over on that.
That's tough.
That is tough, dude. If
I'll
they
tell
go
you
over
what.
that, that's awesome.
I said Torres is going to have an MVP-like season where I don't think he'll even be top 5 voting, but I think he will be in the discussion. I think Aaron Judge can win MVP this year. I think this is his year.
I got a question. Who's the biggest disappointment this year?
You are.
Besides Stack Guy Rye. Who on the Yankees is going to disappoint us the most?
Mook Voigt. I just think that it's going to – I hate to say it, but I think a lot of people have a lot of expectations for this guy, and I think –
Fair, very fair to say.
Man, I hate to say it. I'm torn between two guys. I think it's either going to be Aaron Hicks or Miguel Andujar.
No, I've been watching a lot of spring training baseball, and that swing is
Yeah.
it's there.
It's looking good.
Is it?
That swing is there. That boy can rake. He might be a DH, but he can friggin' rake.
He looked a lot better defensively so far this spring, too.
Yeah, except for today when he got hit a ball. He basically took 14 steps towards second base before he threw it.
All right, so then I'll go with Aaron Hicks. I think he's going to have a big down year. I think he'll stay healthy for the most part, and we'll like to see that after he gets over this injury. But I think he's going to have a down year. I think he's going to have a lot of fans questioning why the Yankees would have signed him to a 7-year deal. More fans than already are questioning it.
Severino's going to have a down year for me this year.
Well, then the Yankees aren't going to win the division or the World
I think
Series.
they're fine even if he does because they'll have guys step up. But I just have a weird feeling he's going to disappoint us this year.
I don't like the fact that he's already hurt and he's going to miss at least the first month of the
I
season.
don't like that either, but
because I think it'll take after he comes back, will take
Right.
another 3 weeks for him to even get close to being Luis Severino. So now you're talking about 2 months of the year without you haven't had your ace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. In my opinion, it can't be him. It cannot be him who has the down year.
No, it can't be him, and offensively, it can't be Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge needs to be an MVP caliber player
I think he's gonna.
for this team
Me
this
too,
year.
man. He looks very good.
I think he could win it. I really do.
I don't think a Yankee will ever win MVP.
It's not.
I just
It's
don't.
not even funny because
You know
you're
what?
probably right.
You know what? You
I
want
have
to
a
know?
bet. I have a lifetime bet with Christian that if a Yankee wins MVP before one of us dies, I have to give Christian $20.
Well, you better get me that nice, crisp Andrew Jackson ready.
I will. I hope I do have to give it to you, but I just don't see a Yankee ever winning MVP in my
Might not
lifetime.
happen.
You want to know why? Because Aaron Judge will strike out 200 times.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. They'll find a reason.
He'll
not
hit
to give it to you.
290, hit 50 home runs, driving 120 runs.
RBIs.
He'll have an OB on base percentage near 400. His
it'll be like
his
450.
Yeah.
It'll be like 450.
His
And
on
his
base
WAR
plus
will be plus 20.
You
but
know, his
he
on
strikes
base
out.
plus slugging will be over 1,000, but because he struck out 200 times, and the little engine that could, Jose Altuve, hit, he struck out 90 times, we're going to give it to him again. Please, give it a rest, huh?
I agree.
Oh, he struck out 200 times. The guy hit 52 friggin' home runs.
Fuck
and
them.
he was hurt half the season.
Fuck them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to kick it to our sponsor and then we'll wrap up?
Well, before we kick it to our sponsor, why don't you listen to the ad? Why don't you listen to the ad for the sponsor? But while you do that, why don't you shift away and leave this podcast a nice 5-star rating? Just leave it.
Man, we always forget to do that
Just
in the
leave
beginning.
it. Just do it.
I'll leave a note on the screen for next episode.
Okay. Deal.
I like this. I like having the screen here for us. Good setup here, Chris.
Just
Good job.
do it. Leave a 5-star rating. It's not that hard.
It's just a couple
Just
clicks
do
away.
it. Click. Boom. Just say that now you see Chris's ugly face. Just be like, I'm giving. Just even if your rating was like, I'm leaving 5 stars because I feel so bad for Chris's wife that she has to wake up next to that every day. I don't think Chris will mind.
I wouldn't mind. I would sacrifice my own dignity for this show.
And the show appreciates it.
I know.
All right, let's kick it to the sponsor.
Hey, have you heard about baseballism? A premium lifestyle apparel brand focusing on the class, tradition, and history of baseball. You can find everything from accessories such as phone cases and watches to your next favorite baseball tee. Whether you're a player or just a fan of the game, Baseballism has something for everyone. They also have multiple stores, including one in Cooperstown, home of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Hop online to baseballism.com and check out all they have to offer. Just be sure to use promo code NYYST at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Baseballism, a brand built for love of the game.
All right, now we're going to just quickly wrap up here episode 106 of the NYYST podcast. I can't put into words right now what we're sitting on here. It's a culmination of a long, cold winter that we're here at the precipice of. I know technically the Major League Baseball season has started, but nobody cares, right? We're finally here. The Yankee season is about to begin. All the hope and optimism of finally bringing the 28th world title to the Bronx is here.
28th, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many World Series have the Yankees won?
No, blended. It sounded like you said 20th.
No, I said 28th.
Okay, I got you.
You said 20th.
We're here now. We can start to look forward to it. Real quick, before we wrap up, if there's one thing that will happen this year that will keep the Yankees from winning the World Series, what will it be?
What Ryan just expected could happen. And that's Luis Severino having a down year.
You're pinning the whole hope of this season on
I've
Luis
said
Severino.
it from the beginning, and I will stick with it until I'm proven wrong. This season lives and dies on the shoulder of Luis Severino. Not just for himself, but for this entire rotation to blend and be successful the way they are built to be successful. It all starts with Luis Severino being an ace. And I think that stays true through the entire season when he gets back, into the postseason, into the World Series. And if he can do that, this team could truly be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
But if he can't, the only way my statement is wrong is if guys like Paxton and Happ and Tanaka and CeCe, they stay healthy, they stay consistent, and someone else steps up as a true dominant force. And I don't know if that can happen. I don't know.
The easy answer is because they're riddled with injuries all year. But if you try to think about it, I guess you would have to say the reason they're bad this year, if they are, is that Gary Sanchez maybe even regresses this year and does even worse than he did last year.
I don't know if there is a regression.
I know. The guys that stepped up and contributed last year have...
Ryan will get this reference. If Gary Sanchez regresses, it'll turn into like what happened to some of those Avenger characters after Thanos snapped. When
they disappear.
That is what will happen if Gary Sanchez regresses, because that's how bad he was last year.
If Glaber has a down year, if Andujar has a bad year, that's the only way. If the guys that were the key pieces last year come out this year and are not the same player that we saw them to be last season, then that's when this team will be in trouble. Because, I mean, dude, they added some great pieces, but they're only going to be compliments if those guys remain.
Let me ask you this. If Severino stays Luis Severino that he was in the beginning of the year throughout the entire season, do the Yankees win this division? I think they do. And then if he's just as dominant throughout the postseason, do they not win a pennant?
Well, there's a lot of other factors that will have to play into that. It's because even if he's an A number one, they got to do certain things offensively. They need to do certain things offensively to ensure that they win the division and the pennant.
But here's the thing: Ryan just talked about the depth on this team. There's one thing that you cannot replace. And it's the guy that you have deemed as your ace. You don't just have depth in an ace. Think about how rare a true ace is throughout baseball. There's how many teams in baseball? 30. How many true aces can you name? 5?
Probably like 6 or 7.
Right. There's no depth when it comes to an ace. This team is built. This pitching is built on Luis Severino.
And I agree with that. But even if he is the ace Sevy, this team still needs to do certain things offensively.
And they will.
To me, and I agree with you about Sevy, and I even agree with you about Gary Sanchez. To me, this season is all about Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge is healthy and Aaron Judge is an MVP type player where he's playing at the level of the top 2 or 3 player in Major League Baseball, this offense will not be stopped. Because you noticed last year how when he got hurt, this offense wasn't the same team. This lineup was not as deep as it was. And I know Didi missed time and Sanchez was missing time, and even, for a while there, Stanton got hurt. This is not the same team if Aaron Judge is not healthy and not a monster. This season, 2019, is about number 99.
I mean, look at last year.
And you know what? Sorry to cut you off, Rye. If that's the case, man, I'm feeling pretty good because I think he is going to light shit up. Light it up.
This was August 6th of last year when Judge was in the middle of that injury bug. The Yankees have lost 15 of 22 games without Aaron Judge in the starting lineup since the start of last year. So I guess 2017 included. Yeah. So that's a 5 and whatever record, only winning 7 games, 7-15 record without him. So you're right, Christian. That's a great point, man.
Yeah,
he's going to be very, very important. Which, I mean, you expect that to be the case.
He sets everything up, batting number 2. And I know there's been people on Twitter yelling that he should bat third. This is his spot. Number 2 is a great spot for him.
You know what? I used to be so against it. I like it.
And I was against it too at first.
We both were, but I like it.
I like it because, number 1, he sees a ton of pitches. They joke about it all the time. Just start to count 3-2. He's 3-2 every at bat.
He really is.
He sees
really
a ton of pitches.
Dude.
If he's not smashing the ball somewhere, he walks.
And look, I know it's difficult to do.
So now you got a tired pitcher facing Miguel Andujar, a tired pitcher facing Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez. You just had a battle with Aaron Judge.
That was the key last year.
I know it's difficult to do if you're a diehard fan, you've watched every game. I'm not taking any credibility away from you, but if you're someone who knows the game, has been a hitter in your lifetime, go back and look at Judge every single year over the last 3 years. Look at his swing right now.
Stark. The
Look
difference.
at his swing right now.
It's Tony Stark.
Compared to even last year.
Yeah.
This swing is flawless right now. That's why he's hitting so many home runs.
It's like he's cutting the fluff.
He
of
has
his
evolved.
stance.
There was an at bat in a spring training game where there was a pitch upstairs. Not it was kind of up, but not really because it's him and he's like 9 feet tall.
Right.
That if he wanted to, he could have turned on that ball and hit it 9 miles. But what he wanted to do at that time was hit a single up the middle and drive in the run.
You know what? He's becoming a hitter right now.
And you noticed that, at least I did. I noticed it going back to last season where he wasn't trying to murder everything and get on base and get
and it goes
hits.
and that says a lot for why he had such a big postseason again. He said it again. I'll reference back to his interview with Francesa. He said that his biggest goal has always been to not just be labeled as one thing in baseball. He wants to be an overall great player. He has improved in his defense where you can honestly say he's one of the best right fielders in the game right now.
Criminally underrated. I've used
Absolutely.
that term numerous times.
Okay? He's now adjusted himself and his swing to not just be this guy who goes up and hits 50 home runs but
Guy's
strikes out
averaging an
200
RBI
times.
a game in spring training right
It's
now.
unbelievable.
I know it's
Listen,
spring training, but that's ridiculous.
Listen, that is what he's doing right now to be just a better overall hitter will translate into more home runs, more walks, and less strikeouts. He is going to have a monster 2019 if he sticks to this.
His money.
You know what?
Pay
Fuck
him.
it. Pay him.
Yeah.
All right.
Pay him.
All right, pay him. Go to NYYSportstalk.com. Check out our new articles. Lots of new content being churned out daily. Should definitely check that out. Follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. Check out our sponsors at baseballism.com. Ryan, I'm using your full name now.
Wow.
Because I want you, this is the last show before the start of the season. I want you to say it from the bottom of your belly. Okay? All right? You know what we're going to do right now. I want you to say it from the bottom of your belly, Stat Guy Rye.
Right.
Ready?
Ready?
Okay. Stat Guy Rye.
Go Yanks.
Chris. Say goodbye.
Peace.